this has been something I've wanted to talk about for a while, and I've just been waiting on it because not everybody is ready for that type of information or my idea on this type of thing. Um, but I had some inspirations yesterday that are directly responsible for today's video or for today's vlog. So it will be split up into two parts because it'll be a deep dive. I can tell you that right now. So let's get into it. The divine feminine. So for the most part, not for the most part, for those of you that may or may not know, that is a concept that I completely subscribe to. And the divine feminine, just to give you a little backstory on it, is basically, to sum it up in a nutshell, is the divine, I should say, people like to break things up and be gender specific when it comes to the divine, so to speak, or the infinite, or the source, or God. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, a lot of people, a lot of cultures, and a lot of religions like to refer to God as him, he. So I don't subscribe to that, basically. I believe that the energy that's directly responsible for our particular creation, because there are different creations all over the place, and I'm speaking about the Earth Zone, its creator. So I believe the Earth Zone's creator is of feminine energy, and possibly all of creation all over the place, cosmic creation, I also believe is divine feminine energy. With that being said, this isn't something that I've always believed, and I didn't necessarily believe in the him or the masculine principle of God. I never subscribed to God in that sense ever, but I definitely didn't subscribe to the divine feminine in the beginning. The divine feminine was inspired by the birth of my first child. While watching the mother of my children give birth and then giving birth to my first child, which was a daughter, helped to provoke some thoughts and some new ideas. And with that being said, let's get into it. So, one of the things that I have a problem with the way things are, I don't even know how to say this. There are two versions of a female. There's the female who is egg-born, and then the female who is womb-born. And that goes for all creation, all of humanity, you know what I mean? Everyone is either egg-born or womb-born. And I'll have another segment on that. But for the most part, egg-borns are people that are the direct result of a physical birth, and womb-born are beings that are the result of a cosmic birth via the vessel of the physical manifestation of life as we know it. Now, I know this is going to be difficult for a lot of y'all to swallow, especially the religious, but I'm going to try to take my time with it because I want even those that subscribe to the original concept of God to be able to digest this information as well. This information is for everybody. And it's no one else's idea. There are other ideas of the thing that I speak of, but it's not like I got this from somewhere. This is actually a feeling that I've had, like I said, since the birth of my first child. I feel like there's a conscious effort to suppress the woman in all aspects and all facets of life. And that has always disturbed me. Disturbed me for many reasons. Disturbed me because I was raised in a house of a single parent with my mom playing both roles. It disturbs me because I have daughters. It disturbs me because I actually watched the mother of my children give birth to 4 of my seeds. it disturbs me for the simple fact that men, if they admit it to themselves and really, really pay attention to their woman, they will see that she possesses an energy and a power and a strength like that is unparalleled to man. Like, I get man has the physical strength and can do this and can do that, but the man just possesses a different variation of energy than the woman. And it doesn't, in my eyes, the woman is more superior in that sense, in an energetic sense, and what she brings to the table as far as what she's capable of doing and the way she's capable of seeing. But it doesn't make her superior in the sense of she's better than the man. It's just, if I was going to choose, I would definitely say that the woman is more superior in that sense. And again, a lot of men are going to be upset with this particular vlog, but this vlog is for gods, not men. I'll get into that in a minute. And especially for the woman. That's what this is for. I feel personally that a lot of the women on our plane of existence are asleep. I even believe that the women that are woke are more asleep than the women that are asleep. Let me explain. As a culture and as a people, when we don't have nothing, growing up without anything and then accumulating something over a series of time or over a little bit of time or over whatever, in time, when you accumulate a bunch of things that you never had, or you get something that you've never had, we tend to abuse it. And we don't know what to do with it once we get it because we've never had it. I feel like that's synonymous with the power of the woman, especially the woman of the sun in particular. I believe that the woman of the sun possesses the ability and the inability to stay asleep. She possesses the ability to be something greater than herself, but she possesses the inability to recognize that which is greater than herself. Now, the job for the man is to wake his woman up. Now, by no means am I acting as though my situation with the mother of my children has been the most perfect, or I've treated her as such our whole relationship. Like I said, this is something that I grew to know, understand, and absorb and live. You know what I mean? And there will be a lot of aspects about this that we'll be able to delve into, but bear with me because my mind is all over the place and I don't write this stuff down. This is all freestyle. So I believe that the woman, the woke woman, and the sleep woman. So the sleep woman has no idea that she has the ability to be almighty, right? The woke sleep woman, which is worse than the sleep woman, thinks she's awake and uses the power that she's come to know as if that's the power that she's supposed to be using. So she's actually a lot more blind than the woman who's asleep and doesn't recognize she even has the power, because we have one that doesn't know they have the power and one that abuses a power that isn't even the power. You feel me? So the power that they abuse is that divinity, that divine feminine. What the woman is asleep from is the awareness that she is God. Now, before the religious start running around, oh, what is he talking about? He's trying to say humans are God. I can't speak for you. Maybe you're not God, but we are, okay? And the moment you recognize that you're God is the moment that you change how you see, perceive, and feel, period. Anytime that a situation happens and my reaction, or I should say my first reaction to something that happens to me, usually that reflex reaction is that of a man, because we're surrounded by humans, so to speak. So that energy becomes us and we become it. But it's up to us as divine beings, as spiritual beings having a human experience, to recognize that those instincts that we think are instincts are actually outstincts, and those things are not us. Those things are nothing more than the result of everyone else's energy that we've absorbed and project out as if it's our own. You follow me? So when a woman is asleep and the man in the household thinks his job is to protect, provide, and procreate, it's far from the truth. Because a real man isn't a man who bangs a bunch of nails in wood. A real man isn't the man that just goes out and hunts and brings the meat back home. And this is to me, a real man isn't the guy who's changing the oil. A real man isn't the guy who's going to work for 12 hours a day. That's a duty of being a human being. But the man's true job is to recognize that he's a master of Allah now. Man, master, Allah, and now. That's the true man, mastering Allah now. And the purpose of recognizing that acronym, right, is for you to understand that your job and your real innate duty is to wake up that woman in your counterpart, because that counterpart is your other half. And when you wake her up completely is when you raise your vibration and you wake up. And now the yin and the yang are no longer the yin and the yang. It is actually the symbol in which it is a culmination of the whole embodiment of the two things that they've chose to separate into duality.